Hello, everybody. Welcome on in to the Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 5, Week 2 matchup between the Belfast Bunger Brigade and the San Antonio Stinkers. I'll be your play-by-play caster Booty, and joining me today will be Paninii on the prod and color. Paninii, we got a kind of a mix of matchups here. You know, we have the all-around, really well-balanced squad in the San Antonio Stinkers. Kick up a kind of a upset win last week, if you could say it that way, 3-1 over the Kiwis. But then the Belfast Bunger Brigade looking to be a very top-heavy but strong team this season moving forward.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very impactful match for both sides. As I try to figure out the, oh, here we go. Both of these teams kind of had really interesting week 1 matches that I don't think personally it gave us a lot of information about either team. So I think this is going to be a really good litmus test for both teams. A lot of people are actually pretty high on both teams, so this should be a pretty good matchup to kind of just feel out the talent level, I guess, of these two teams.
And again, the biggest kind of question for the Stickers is Met. And Met had a great game last week. Can he keep this up? Because he's going to get some really good players on the other side. Melon, Foost, and Seven as well. We saw sort of DPS will be a great play. See if Met can stand toe-to-toe with these Titans here in this league. Moving forward, both teams on the Aurora compositions arguing, fighting over this top right high ground. Met, bit of an off angle right now. Suzu is forced early out of Wiggle Higgle. Cooler to see that Fish pushing forward off that. Fortify and Spear is used. Spin. Riza's trading out these cooldowns. Melon can't quite land the charge shot on that Sojourn. Dogwagger walking on forward here, wankling his dong on the Cassidy. But the slow orb will stop this push and aggression for now. Yeah, moving forward, a wall, over onto the wall. On the point, Milo has to use that amp, so potentially a change here. Razzmatazz also forced to TP over on the point. It will flip early here for San Antonio Stinkers. And now Met off angle forces out that May block, but Foost, fresh out of the block, gets the kill over on the Kiri, taking that Suzu potential out of the fight, but still 1-for-1 exchange here. But the support probably a lot better than the May. Donwagger on an off angle. Nuttier looking to boot him out over in position, but just rolls back to save his squad. And now Fish taking down 7. And with Yak out of the way, no Orisa. It's just going to be Fish standing strong on point and golden up. And a golden opportunity seized here for San Antonio.
Yeah, early in that fight there, it's really rough when you're playing this May, because you kind of want to give them a little bit of space so they can walk into you and you can hit them with a wall. The problem is if you don't get the kills off the wall, you've just given up that space for free. So that's kind of what happened, is the Stinkers just got that high ground control. We're able to kind of get an off angle onto the point and just get that point pressure in. The Bunger Brigade just didn't really have an answer for it. So they either need to play faster or just try to look for these walls without giving up too much space.
Looking for it here. High ground is controlled by San Antonio for now. Met is on this off angle, has his pulse arm ready to deploy. Probably waiting for Wiggle Higgle to use that Suzu. Fish, we have an awkward spot right now in that corner, but Met finds Wiggle Higgle first. No Suzu left for the team, and now Fish whips out that Terror Surge, and the beat from Nuttier is just too late. Milo responds with one of their own, but it looks pretty heavily in favor right now of San Antonio. Foost doesn't get a wall onto Milo, but Milo wall riding around, trying to stay alive. A nice javelin over onto Foost from Fish, over onto the Mega. The Terror Surge in response from 7. The Suzu, though, perfectly timed for Razzmatazz. No damage down. Foost does have a Blizzard, but nobody's caught in it right now. All it does is make space on the Mega Pack, but nobody's there. Dumbwagger, on Cassidy of all people, is outrunning the enemy team. And now Fish spins Foost back into the freezer. And it appears San Antonio might have claimed this one. 7 trying to make some miracle happen over on point versus Razzmatazz, but Fish there to back her up with a javelin spin. The goal force out of 7, and now this fight is pure chaos. But Met looks to finally put the end of this one, and now it's 9% counting, and they might take this point for free. 2 fights is all they need.
Yeah, these fights are just so long and drawn out. Overclock is used, but the Kitsune Rush used on the other side. The touch does come out. Melon also finds a pick, so it's not over yet.
Yeah, both lose like exchange, but Kitsune Rush on point here from Razzmatazz. Fish getting this cooldown very quickly. Now Met cleans up the kill feed with multiple there. Met coming alive on the Tracer. Like I said, the X factor for San Antonio, and he's holding his own right now against Foost and Melon, a very high octane DPS duo. And San Antonio, really no sweat on their brows for the first point there to take that one home.
Yeah, I really like the Tracer swap coming out late. I wish that came out a little bit early from Foost there, because again with the May, it's kind of relying on getting those the walls in. But Tracer's just such a good DPS right now. It's really easy to kind of look for kills and try to move in to try to clean up, especially in the back line. So Met was able to do that really well, is convert onto kills, just get a lot of pressure in. But Foost just, you catch the Orisa with the May wall, and then she just pops all her cooldowns and stays alive, and then you basically don't really get any value out of the May there at that point, so. A lot of swaps coming out. 7 going on to the Zarya. It's a really good counter to the Orisa. Foost also staying on this Tracer here makes a lot of sense. Actually, 7 on the Monkey. That's really interesting, especially against the Cass and the Orisa. Should be able to shut down the dives pretty hard. Also running it with the Cass. I don't know if I like this. Maybe this is more for just play for comfort picks here. I guess we'll see if there's
I mean, if you're a cover pick and you're on 7, why don't you go Doofus? That's kind of your whole tank thing. But going forward, they also have a Razzmatazz over on the Moira, so a lot more escapability when the dives come in. Met trying to mark him, but the fall up there on the Tracer, force out recall from Foos, but doesn't have it in time for Met. And point looks like it will flip over for the Belfast Bunger Brigade. 7 in a very awkward spot, but Foos again cleans up with another. 7 will get out with their lives, it appears, as DPS of Foos and Melon coming alive in the kill feed. Finding multiple here. Foos with 3, Foos with 4. And that's going to be the first flip going over to Belfast.
Yeah, I think the element of surprise was really on the side of the Bungers right there. I don't think the Sneakers really expected there to be a Winston coming out there. Fish actually showing a Winston of his own. But I think what's really good about that is, like, you can play. It's kind of like a weird comp, but if you just play for the coordination and the dives, that's a tough pick to get early. Yeah, if you play for the coordination, you can just get these picks early. And that's exactly what happened for the Bunger Brigade there.
7 jumps in, but gets booted away by Milo. Milo with a nice boop there, stops that dive from coming through. Now they punish Nadia, try to fill up their Winston, try to keep him alive as 7 is forced away. Souza comes off from Wiggle Higgle, but they're all falling so low. Melon trying to build his high noon potentially. We do have Fuzi turning to contest the point for just a couple seconds here. Recall is forced, and they are forced to back away. Don Wagler holding the corner with the mag grenade. A little back up for now, but pretty early flip here for the side of the San Antonio Stinkers, but the fight looks like it might break out here soon again.
Yeah, just losing your Tracer early there is really rough. So I think just as long as they manage to kind of stay alive there, they should be able to hold that space pretty well. It's really difficult to push into this when you're running against a dive comp, and the high ground control is really established here for the defending team. So it's going to be tough for the Bunger Brigade to try to open this up without getting picks or using ults here.
Melon has this pulse bomb, or met with the pulse bomb, not going to find anything but the dirt. 7 is forced to use the Primal Rezo, but he is in the Mega, beating Razzmatazz against the wall. Now Foost finds both DPS with one clip, it appears, as 7 with the Primal as well. 2 for 2 on both. And that's going to be a pretty quick flip right back over. Still in charge of percentage here is Belfast, and they have 4 ults to use.
Yeah, Belfast using the only 1 ult to win that fight's super good. You still have the Katsune Rush and you have the Beat, which are both very good ultimates. Like on the other side, the support ults are also still pretty good, but I'd much rather have a Katsune Rush than a Coalescence here. But Fish is really good at this Winston, especially with the Primal, so we'll see if Fish is able to open something up using the Primal really early here.
He does force Melon to a really awkward position, but the team is there to back him up. Melon with the beat through the Heinen and Suzu as well. They did not want this Cassidy to fall, and that's why Cassidy, Melon gonna take down Met, and now 72%. Probably forced to reset early. Doppelganger does find both DPS though, so turnable here. Mag Grenade will land over onto Nadia, but he will get out with the speed boost. But it's probably a pretty strong contest coming up here right now for San Antonio.
Yeah, they are down there, Moira, so I don't know if they'll actually opt to fight here, but they might just try to set up for position here. Raz actually going onto this, off the Moira onto the Kiriko here. I think that's maybe a little bit of a better swap. You can play a little bit more aggressive, and the ult I think is a little bit better. Fish here
and
early.
Suzu.
Yeah, Suzu too, that's a big one.
Mag Grenade out from Melon, not gonna find anything. Hiding from Don Wiggle on the outside high ground, trying to force some space here. 7 is just hiding behind the pillar for now. Wiggle Higgle does use that Kasuna Rush. Suzu on top of it. Foos not going to find anything. The Pulse Bomb either. Met goes to push on that aggressive with the help of the armor from the Beat. But right now, no kills coming through the first of falls. Wiggle Higgle. And without that Kiriko, it's going to be tough for the Belfast Bunger Brigade to keep this fight alive. 7 trying to stay alive for as long as possibly can, but not long for this world. Point has still flipped. Now these staggers coming through here. As Melon drops to point, we'll find one for his troubles, but Met cleans it up.
Yeah, I mean,
and now we're probably looking at last fight.
Yeah, I still kind of like that because they got a lot of ults out of the Stinkers there. Raz already close to this, about 50% to this Katsune Rush. Might be able to build it mid-fight here. But getting the Primal coming up and getting this High Noon coming up for the Bunger Brigade could be really big. As long as Met doesn't just get a really early Pulse Bomb here, it could really go either way here.
Which is behind them, by the way, as well, in their Meg room. See if they decide to know. If they don't so far, he's looking down on the support line. The High Noon from Melon as well on top of this. The dive comes on in. It isolates multiple members, and now with Razzmatazz down, no Suzu. Speaking of Suzu, Wiggle Higgle stops that Fish dive from coming on through, doing too much. The Met not provide anything with that Pulse Bomb either. It'll be a quick flip for Belfast. Or probably a point capture as well here on the sub-level of Antarctic. We do have Don Wade trying to do the somber touch of all things, but it doesn't look like they'll get to the point in time as we're going all the way here on Koth.
Yeah, it was significantly closer than that first point there. I think there were a lot of really good adjustments made. I think this dive actually is looking pretty good here for the Belfast Bunger Brigade. Especially getting like your Tracer in the back line and just kind of setting up for your Winston dive is working pretty well. I don't think it's as good on this next point. I really like running this Brawl on this Icebreaker map here. So we'll see if they stick to it. Maybe they're able to catch up the support line, especially the Orisa. Like if you get the jab or you get the spin out, it's going to be really hard for the Orisa to kind of peel for these dives here. And it looks like they are going to do this dive versus... Oh, actually, their Reaper swap, I think, is actually really good. Just trying to put a little bit more pressure onto 7 on this tank here. But especially if they're going to run an Echo Tracer, it's going to be a lot more aggressive and should be able to find a little bit more value, especially into the backline here of the Stinkers.
This looks like full-on come at us and full-on keep away from me.
Yeah.
Like the two comps here going forward to 7. Holding the space here a little bit, but he's walking into a reset and a Reaper. Not anything Wisdom Ray wants to see here on the other side. But both teams poking and prying, trying to get an early advantage here on cooldowns. Met trying to chase down Foos, just forcing pretty low. Fish, though, is falling low, but shaking a flying low. Met goes down to 0. Donwagger forced to Wraith on point as well. Melon in the sky. Nice and safe from this Reaper. Nuttier, though, might not be so lucky. Does get the boop away. Keeps the Reaper at arm's length.
Oh, Milo.
They're going to exchange here on Tracers, and now Met will be back first. 7 falling low as well in the back. Silver Milo coming alive here on the Lucio. Milo finding 2, and now forced to retreat as Belfast have to speed away for now as the Reforce have returned here for the San Antonio Stinkers. And they're getting first flip. 7 with the swap.
Yeah, former BAP main able to get some fragging out there on the Lucio. Clean up that fight there. But yeah, the swap onto the Zarya, again, it's just kind of playing just to counter the Orisa, which is very dishonest gaming, and I'm very disappointed in you 7-7. But it makes sense why they'd run this. But we also have like a couple ults coming out for both teams, so it could just come down to whose ults get more value here.
Goes down to that right now. 7 trying to build any sense of charge, but they're just not shooting his bubbles. Now he has no bubbles at all. They're going to walk him on down. Fish with both defensive cooldowns, falling very weak in face of the Reaper. Does force out the Suzu and the Wraith. First of all, it's going to be Fish. So with the Orisa gone, Miles beat. Not going to reach the Battle Cattle in time. Nuttier trying to keep tabs here on the DPS. The Casino Rush comes out for Ambataz, but the beat in exchange here from Nuttier. Looks like Melon didn't quite get that beat in time. Now here comes the Death Blossom out, but Met's the one to get the kills. Pulse Bomb is going to stick, but just TP away out for Rambataz. Met still has their Pulse Bomb here. Fish over onto the Winston here. The Dishonest Gaming has continued the rock, paper, scissors, but Met, no Dishonest Gaming here. Just pure mechanics here on the Tracer, locking in. And now 60% here for the San Antonio Stinkers, and the ults are coming.
Yeah, Dongwai with a classic area cleared Reaper ult there, just setting up Met to just clean up the kills there. But yeah, this grab coming up is going to be really big, especially really, other than this pulse, no ults on the side of the Stinkers, but you do have the dupe and you have this grab here, which could be big. But with this percentage I'm looking at, it's looking really rough here for the Bunger Brigade. Even if they manage to win this next fight, it's still a super tough battle for them coming up.
And 7 is just having a trouble building some energy. He just hit him with a wet pool noodle right now with 0% charge, but Donwagger race in. He cancels right before he can really get to the safety of his squad. Another point heavily in favor of the Belfast Bunger Brigade, and they haven't used any ults there. Just a bit of a cooldown blunder from Donwagler, and they're going to flip that one for free.
Yeah, it's like, exactly like I mentioned earlier, that like the 2 ults they have are really good. The fact they managed to win that without any ults is super good for the Bunger Brigade. So they still have a win condition available now. Is just get their ults up and just build this ult cycle. Dong swapping onto this cast off of the Reaper. Identifying there's no Winston, you won't be able to get like as much cleave damage, I guess, onto the tank here. But yeah, I'm just looking for 7 with this grab here. Low charge here, but I mean grab is still a really good ult that should be able to set up the rest of the team.
Dagware gets caught over off onto the flank, punished there by the Tracer. Now Fish just jumping in and out, but not very long for this world. The Pulse Bomb is going to land. They do trade out Kiriko's. They get both out Pulse Bomb and Duplicate. I think you take that if you are San Antonio right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you still have this grab and you have both support ults here, so I mean, you have the Primal on the other side, but like I personally rather have the grab than the Primal. But like it still could go either way. We're gonna get maybe 1 or 2 more fights here if the Bunger Brigade manages to hold on here. But I think this.
If San Antonio can, if they can sense this advantage here, they still have 10% to go on their support ults. If they can potentially punish any of them, they cannot.
Beat comes out early.
Use the grab. Beats our exchange here in ear side, but Casino Rush out for Ramatan first, and now Wiggle Higgle as well. It's just support combat on the point with his ultimates. Right on the way, falling too low. Fish trying to build a primary. Fish does have that. Does decide to pop it right now. And Ice 7 over off to the side. Pummeling the Zarya in the corner here. She cannot build any bubbles for just a couple more seconds here. And Wiggle Hill TP's into the Raging Fist of the Winston. And Fish with Fury with the Primal Rage. And that just might seal it. Melon, it's either contest for a couple more seconds here. Fish and Nuttier. It's just Nuttier on the point. One sad frog, one sad spawn. And that's going to be it. That's going to be the San Antonio Stinkers taking our first map. And honestly, a great display of Counterwatch. Knowing exactly what to switch to with the adaptations.
I just want to see these 2 teams mirror tanks, but they just want to get the better matchup, I guess. Ultimately, the Stinkers do come out on top after swapping the Winston into the Zarya, but I still think this could go either way. A lot of these, outside of the first map, the other two were really close. A lot of really good adjustments coming out from both teams, so yeah, just stick with us, guys. I think this is going to be a really good game here.
And welcome on back, everybody, to the Aurora Overwatch Clash Week 2 Season 5 matchup between the San Antonio Stinkers and the Belfast Bunger Brigade. San Antonio taking a fairly hard-fought battle there on Koth, but coming out on top. And honestly, I think it's setting a couple of people predictions already. A lot of people thought potentially a 3-0 here from the series, but San Antonio, they came to play today.
Yeah, I think a lot of adjustments again made from both teams. I know everyone talks about the Stinkers, how long these guys played together. Like Elizabeth's BF, Fish, Dong Wagler, like knew each other well before they came into the league. So a lot of that synergy I think is coming into play here. I also really like how decisive they're being with some of these comp swaps in. They're swapping really aggressively, but they're like kind of swapping to stay comps that like work really good together. And then also like the pop-off play, I guess, this Tracer 1v1 early is looking in favor of Met here. Now we're looking at a Sojourn 1v1, so we'll see if maybe the Belfast Bunger Brigade likes the Sojourn here a little bit more. Completely different comps coming out from both sides. The dive into the Sigma, but we do have Dog Wagler on this Torb. So between the Torb and the Brig should be able to shut down this dive pretty well.
Yeah, kind of just a full screw you 7 kind of comp right now, but I already know that, you know, Fedora Master somewhere is seething that there's an enemy Echo on his team when he sees the Torb turret, but yeah. 7 trying to take a little bit of control of his high ground for now, but Fish just sitting on the corner here, gives a nice poke and already 30% towards the Gridic Flux. Melon tries to take control of the high ground, but as of right now, nothing too much here comes in. We do have the dive here from 7 into the cafe, but the Torb turret kind of shutting that down for now. The Torb turret is still active, it's still shooting 7. Please, someone deal with this thing. It's just been sitting here the whole time. It's still alive. Somehow, this torture positioning is elite, I suppose. They just can't quite get it. 7 falling low, and it's a kind of a slow stalemate for now.
Yeah, like, I think the idea there is good, but the problem is it's so hard to take down this turret without exposing yourself. Med actually gets an early pick on the Melon, so that might shut down the attack here. Oh, Res comes out from Jack.
Yeah, with the Res in here, 7 tries to jump away, but a nice rock comes out on the Foos, and they're going to punish the Melon. 2 deaths there for the Sojourn. And another just kind of slow dive here from 7, but right now there's walk back in the cafe, and Fish just stops any backup from coming on through. 7 falling extremely weak, but we'll get back to the Mega help in the either way. And, I mean, they have support else to use, but they have not broken through his ironclad defense just yet.
Yeah, I know I mentioned how, like, coordinated the Stinkers are, but it's just, it's very clear that it's out of sync here from the Bunger Brigade. As 7 can go in and, like, get some disruption, but really there's no one there to follow up on the space he's trying to take here.
The duplicate and the dive comes on here, but the Flux is there to stop this dive from coming on through. It's a 3-man Flux, and Fish slams him on down. 7, though, has the primal. He keeps up nice and healthy. The Molten Core gets laid down in the cafe. There's so many what's going on right now in this ball brawl. The rally comes out, and now 2 picks here in favor of San Antonio. Walking on in, no ticks have been captured. Melon uses the overclock here to try to turn it around for the squad, but just getting walked down by Fish with the eat in their face, as well as the shield. It's gonna be tougher for Melon getting done. Does have the pocket from Jack, but this beam does break eventually here, and now Melon gets staggered on point, and so many ults, but no progress garnered, and 7 swaps onto the Orisa.
Yeah, that's really rough using 4 ults there for the Bunger Brigade, not even being able to break through this defense. Like, they did get out 3 ults, but with the window and with this overclock still available, that's still really scary to go into. With only Casino Rush of your own, it's still looking pretty rough, and we're already down to 1 minute and 30 seconds, so something's got to change here. This Orisa pick might be it. We'll see if they get any value swapping over to this Orisa here.
Fish's been putting on God's work here on the point, by the way. Just he's been solo sitting here the whole time, just taking him on down. Met with the overclock. We'll force him away for a couple more seconds here. 7 forced use that fortify early and the jab as well. So Orisa cooldowns are forced out early, so they got to take a couple seconds here and regroup. Melon and Foost on the high ground here, ready to take some action, but Fish is walking down 7 here. Milo with the window, the takedown 7 with the Orisa gone. It's gonna be tough for Belfast to push on through, and Milo through the window has found 2. And that just might be it for this fight, and now it's last fight territory, and your ultimate bank is very sad.
Yeah, like, the good thing is they are still getting ults out of the Stinkers. I guess they're gonna get the Kitsune Rush and the dupe early here, but going into this Flux again, which got so much value last time, might be enough, but they gotta actually get really big value with these ults here. Dong also with this Molten Core too could really, especially against the Kiri Rush, could be really big to just dote everyone off.
7 is just leaving the whole squad behind. Just says I'm going in, but Fish says the same thing. He walks in the Melon, uses the rock, lands over on the Cassidy. Now Jack, right not in too much of a position here. They do have the duplicate here onto the Sigma from Foost. A lot of ults being invested here. It's a 1-man Flux out here from Fish, but the rock from Foost, I don't believe it landed before it got the slam on down. But the counter Flux comes on in, and they finally get the kills. Belfast might have finally broke this one open. As yes, the picks are going their way. They had to use a lot of ults to do it, but looks like they're going to finally get through point A. And the swap over to Fish over onto the Winston. And I'm guessing a swap here from Don Wegler as well.
Yeah, they lost a fight. They got to swap off, guys. Yeah, they go full dive, of course. Jack going out the Lifeweaver, really interesting. I know he really likes Lifeweaver, but I don't know if this is the comp to play it in. That was a really good play there, going through the cafe for 7 and just kind of completely splitting your team, or splitting the other team up, is especially allowing Foos to get that duplicate in. You get so much damage from the front line, and you have an Orisa in your back line. So that was like a really good coordinated play there for them. It's really hard to play the second point on the Orisa here, into the dive especially, so I'm assuming they're just going to use the ults and swap.
They jump down onto Wiggle Higgle here, and Jack, maybe a potentially huge terror search from 7, does find one, but Fish, it's a 2 for 2, tanks for tanks.
7 might be able to carry this.
It looks like with the help of Melon on the high ground as well. Melon trying to chase down Met on the Mega, dodges the Hinder Grenade. But it's going to be a fight win here. I mean, the heroics, like you said, from 7 on the Orisa on the Battle Cattle.
Yeah,
but now awkward spot.
The way he used that Terror Surge made me think he was going to try to swap off, but like the fact that he won the fight means he's kind of got to stay on this for the next fight too. We do have Foos going onto the Tracer, I think makes a lot of sense here. Wiggles gets dove again.
The hack as well from Don Wegler stopped Wiggle Higgle from bringing the TP or Suzu out just in time. The hiding from Melon on the high ground will find Milo. But a wall ride and sent back. And now, the jump on in, the Suzu just too late for Ramataz to save Fish's life. And as much as they struggle on point A, they're kind of blazing through point B, being the Belfast Bunger Brigade. I mean, I guess there's a triple in their name. But one more fight for San Antonio.
The Bunger Brigade right now is 2 for 2 in fights that Wiggle Higgle dies early. And I think they're just going to give this. Oh, actually, the Somber touches.
They're going to go in here. They do have this Pulse Bomb. They're going to 1 for 1 for DPS. Foos in an awkward position. Ramataz forced to TP. Met uses the recall over on a point, but it's just 7 trying to save on for as long as he possibly can. Fish close to Primal Rage here. TP and pull is used on the support, so they just go right in on a Wiggle Higgle. Recall is forced as well out of Foos. Foos uses Pulse Bomb, not gonna find anything as Milo has the beat to stabilize on point. And now, with 20 seconds remaining, it's basically that's my territory. San Antonio, they sense that. They're going in with a whole in on ultimates here. Fish juggling around on point with the Primal Rage. Here comes the Casino Rush as well. Foos tries to get on in, but now Millen on the high ground just gets hacked on his way on down and doesn't even touch the ground, gets booted right back up. And now with 3 meters separated them for the end of point B, that's going to be as far as Belfast is going to get. And San Antonio have themselves a win condition.
Yeah, Dongwaggler last second being able to touch that point ends up basically guaranteeing them they get one more fight there. And with all the ultimates they had built up at that point, really good fight win there from them. Identifying that they just have one more fight, they can just dump everything there. So yeah, we'll see. I think just breaking through point A on Hollywood is kind of tough, but being able to get held on streets there is like a really good win condition there for the Stinkers. I think they should be able to, as long as they break through first point there. I know it's a kind of a hard choke to break through, but as long as they break through that, I think they should be able to get streets pretty well. Hollywood is not one of those where you see a ton of street holds. It's usually either point A or point C, I guess. The first or the third point. I was gonna say I'm guessing that there's gonna be another full comp swap to try to counter what they just saw. We see 7 on the Doom Fist.
Kind of a signature tank hero as well, trying to potentially play more counter dive style. The Fish goes in and when he goes in, but Fish been doing a really good job of timing his dives as well. Really seems to understand when to get aggressive on the Winston, saves his cooldowns for the proper moment, and is really punching his backline here. Wiggle, Higgle, and Jack are really struggling against this pressure from Fish. I mean, it's usually kind of just Fish solo diving, maybe a Donwig or a hack here and there, but Fish is doing a really good job of balancing his life, but also his aggression, and taking on supports early to open up a good opportunity for his team. But Donwigger swaps over onto the Echo here. No mercy, it appears, for the help, but honestly, the sticky grenades and the focusing beam for that follow-up on the Winston dives could be huge here to open up point A. We'll see if the Belfast Brigade have any answers.
I don't like the Brig here. It's like a really good dive target, and the fact they're going full dive here with all this coordination is going to be really tough for Jack to play against. With the Curie, it's also not a ton of deal here either.
7 might be in a tough position here. They do get out with the Sousa, but they force out a lot of cooldowns there. Now, San Antonio playing pretty slowly here. They're trying to force 7 on out, but looks like he'll stay right where he wants to over onto point. But Jack is in an awkward position, but it's an awkward position. It's going to be met. 1-for-1 exchange. As Wiggle Higgle might get punished as well. Both sports are down. Fish finds both. Now Millen. Fish with 3. Fish with a dive on the Cafe. Punishes that over aggression there from 7. Forces out the Sousa early and takes advantage.
Yeah, again, it's just really hard to play Brig into that. Jack falling early there, even though they did get met, it's really tough to play into. Who's actually touching? They might try to fight this here.
It looks like they are not. They're just going to get 4 more seconds to get the team in a good position for point B, but got 5.5 minutes just to go through point B. You feel pretty damn good, especially with that opening pick over the Melon. Losing your Sojourner early. Now Wiggle will TP as well to try and help out the Doomfist. Might get punished here if they're not careful. Wiggle will falling low. Wiggle will falling to 0. Ramataz asserts the Fox Girl differential. Jack will get out with the bash as well as 7, but that's going to be the choke basically gained for free and high ground as well for San Antonio. They are playing this dive beautifully right now.
Yeah, not only that, but this ult pick is looking really good here for the Stinkers. Only really the Pulse is going to be built here for the Bunger Brigade. Almost 5 ults for the Stinkers. So if they cycle these really well and they get as much value as they have in this series, it's looking really rough here for the Bunger Brigade. Another dive.
Boost with the Pulse Bomb could be the game changer here, but Met close to their own as well. A lot of ults almost ready to go for the San Antonio Stinkers. The TP and Suzu out for Ramataz as Met falls. Can't quite use the Pulse Bomb. 7 comes on to clean it up. The duplicate out from Donwigler might be a little too late. Potentially a clutcher with Fish though. Am I spoken too soon? As they're still getting point progress this whole time. The Pulse Bomb's gonna land from Foos, but there's 4 times the ultimates here, and they still got about halfway through. This looks like one fight territory here. Fish bonks his head, but will stay alive with the TP Suzu for Ramataz, and now it's a 4-on-4 on point. and the cart continues to move forward.
Melon with this overclock, I think, is going to be the X factor here.
Casino Rush out from Rabotaz, a jive in over onto Jack, force out that rally here. Fish probably good jump away here. He does a short jump, but I think kind of got stuck. And now it appears finally the Belfast Brigade have got a fight in their belts they can be proud of. The card doesn't move forward, but still 4 minutes in the time bank, and they had to use rally and Meteor Strike for that fight.
Yeah, this is really rough considering it's almost 4 minutes left, and you have to win basically every single fight from here on out. They did get a couple ultimates out. The big ones are the Curie Rush and the Dupe. Getting those out is, you gotta feel pretty good about that, but with only the Curie Rush and the Overclock, that's not a lot of ults to try to hold this, especially because a lot of these fights have to be decisive wins here for the Bunger Brigade.
7 force off the high ground as well as his block, and Fish goes on aggressive here over onto Jack, onto Melon, takes his space from the team. Donwire tries to follow on up with the focusing beam, but Fish might get punished here. Fish stuck in an awkward spot. Rabotaz hitting the heels from high ground. Milo is still just slowly moving his cart forward. Will eventually go over to jail. Potentially a punish here in the jail, but it's still going in favor of Belfast for now. As Foos just holds his cart down contested for as long as they possibly can, and the staggers come on through. 7 cleans up the kill feed. And just the Casino Rush and the Overclock invested there, but you did get quite a few out of ultimates as well from San Antonio.
Yeah, the rest of the ults they have, I don't think are really fight-winning ults, so they're going to have to win this pretty neutral. Like, the Rally is a good ult, but it's not going to win you a fight. The same thing with the Meteor Strike. Foos has got to basically hit a big pulse here, or they just have to win with their coordination and just target focus.
Going on here, Fish does force out that block from 7 early, does retreat in time. Foos is just holding down this bank for now, over onto the ceiling. Fish jumps in, does have Primal, forces out Suzu from Wigglehooga early, sees an advantage, jumps on over towards Jack. Jack does have the bash away though. What I'm seeing though is there's just no cart presence right now for San Antonio. They put this cart forward, they get pretty close. So the chaos right now is being caused by Fish in the back line. Rabotaz Suzu's through that punch from Yak. As of right now, Melon on the high ground trying to do something on the Soldier and build towards the overcut, but rally from Jack pops in the choke over on the dumpster and walks in. Fish gets bashed and pushed into jail. The monkey, he's stuck in jail. Looks like we'll get out of jail free card. It's still a 5-on-5, but finally Milo will go down. They change main supports though, and the duplicate, so onto the Doomfist. Still tank on the play for San Antonio with a duplicate here, but it looks like it will again go the way of Belfast Bunger Brigade, and the most promising time bank has dwindled down to just appear a minute and a half, and the ults are still ready to go for the defense.
Yeah, Darwin really thought he could carry that fight with the dupe. I think if it was like a second earlier, it would have been good, but right when the dupe comes out, Fish dies, so it's kind of a lost fight at that point. So it's really good for the Bunger Brigade to get that out. But again, there's still like 3 ults coming out for the Stinkers here, so it is still winnable. They got to build the ults on the Bunger Brigade side here to try to have an advantage here, but it's going to be rough into the beat and the Kitsune Rush.
I need Met to touch cart here. Okay, Met will go on the cart. Force out some people to drop from the high ground as well. The Casino Rush clears high. The Suzu is forced, and now Casino Rush from Wigglehooga in exchange, but Milo has the beat to answer. High ground, or they do have the overclock from Melon, but Melon falling so low. Melon tries to get away, but cannot from Sniper Monkey as Fish lands the right click, and now it seems inevitable unless Foos and 7 have a miracle up their sleeves. Foos trying to do something here, but the Suzu comes in to stop the damage from coming on through. Milo checking this Tracer any second he possibly can. It's just Foos on the point, but Milo shuts that down, and now Jack returns the loose tip for that second touch. We also have Melon over on the Venture. They cannot last for very much longer. 0.18 meters dwindles down to 0, and the Stinkers are going to match point.
Yeah, Stinker's got to take a deep breath after that, considering it was looking so good, and they almost blew like a 4-minute time bank. The Bunger Brigade able to kind of make the adaptations, and it worked pretty well for them, but it was just such a tough situation to be in, just having to hold that for 4 minutes.
And now this jump in open up point B or point A was excellent from Fish. Knew that Suzu was down and just said, okay, I'll take your cafe. You know, I'll take your buy one get one free coupon on the coffee, and just jumps on in, goes monkey mode. And now the Bungers on a bit of a precipice of being heavily upset by the Stinkers. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Aurora Overwatch Clash continues after this break.
Okay.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Week 2 matchup between San Antonio Stinkers and the Belfast Bunger Brigade. Belfast Bunger Brigade, we're in a rough situation here, down 2-0 at match point. Go over on to Esperanza. So they pull a full sale comp swap to try to shake things up here. And, you know, for the San Antonio Stinkers, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They swap in Elizabeth BF for Rabataz, but everything else stays the same.
Yeah, I kind of like this a little bit better. The 7/7 / Yak attack is very good at the tank, especially putting in a lot of time, kind of trying to learn going into the season. But a lot more comfortable on DPS, and then also Melon is a lot more comfortable on this tank. So everyone's kind of playing their main roles here. So I think this should be a good look here for the Bunger Brigade here. We'll just see what they end up rolling out on. Right now it's looking like it's going to be a pretty hard dive here. I'm assuming Jack, I was going to say Jack's probably either going to play a Flyer or he's going to play a Sombra here, which both make sense. I think this should actually match up pretty well against the comp that the Stinky Stunkers are running right now. Or the San Antonio Stinkers, whatever.
The Stinky Stunkers, yeah, sure.
I thought that was like one of the Pokemon team names.
Walking out here on the Winston, looks to get a bit of an offing here on the bot with 7. Back on that Tracer. Off of Winston duty and over on to the DPS role. But right now, it appears San Antonio fairly happy. We just play as nice and slow. Waiting for them to go into you, especially when you have the Orisa with all of our cooldowns ready to go. Nuttier and 7 on this off angle. Look to put some pressure in, but Met is there to meet them and force them away. Fish just walks forward over on towards Cart. Melon falling very low here. Looks like they will get out with their lives, but space is garnered right now for San Antonio, and Bubble is forced. Met on this off angle. Looks like a bit of a flank coming through here from the Winston of all people. The jump not quite going to land. Do they notice that? Looks like they won't, but they push Nuttier. Another Lucio gone. Fish just walks forward. Jack kicks himself out. Wiggle Higgle has the Suzu. Looks like they will jump away for just a couple seconds, but our bot has moved the whole time in favor of San Antonio, and they flip the map, but there's nobody there.
I mean, they have like 3 people in the back line, so I guess they could try to go for a pincer here, but yeah, it's going to be really rough. The Bunger Brigade's playing this comp exactly how the Stinkers want them to play it. They're playing really slow and just kind of playing it like a brawl. They need to just identify targets and go in on that.
Jack dead again here early. Nuttier as well. Might not be in the best position. The pulse from 7 not going to land. And no picks so far. Milo comes on in, force out the Suzu as well. Here comes a big talent surge and punishes the Kiriko. And now with the Winston going down, San Antonio with the gunner checkpoint here pretty quickly. And yeah, 7 going down there. It's probably going to be a checkpoint. And really no sense of defense coming right now for Belfast. They are struggling to answer this Orisa composition.
Yeah, they just need to play this faster. Like, it is kind of tough because the backline isn't super diveable, but like Dongwagler should be really easy to dive here. They're just taking too long to set up and just not, I guess, communicating when they're going in. So really messy here. I'm hoping with the ults they might be able to make something happen here, but yeah, it's looking really rough for them right now.
Nice javelin on a Wiggle Huggle, forcing him back away. Milo has the coalescence. They're going to walk in here with a Gosuna rush on top. A lot of ults being generated here from either side. Melon has the primal as well. First pick going on to Dongwagler, but in all the chaos, we didn't even notice the bot went past checkpoint. So despite the win here for the Belfast Bunger Brigade, they gotta get butt scratch and a little more to even equalize this point. There's still plenty of time, but it's a great start here for San Antonio.
The Bunger Brigade had to use 3 ults to go into the, like, to win that fight there, so, like, I guess a lot came out for the Stinkers too, but kind of an expensive fight there. They are kind of, like, identifying their win cons, but it's just taking them a little bit too long to set up these dives. And then while that entire thing's going on, you're just taking pot shots from Fish and Dongwagler, just getting so low, and then when you eventually go in for the dive, everyone's 1 HP, and it's really tough to capitalize if you just take too long to set up. We do have this Pulse Bomb and the Primal, which could be really big here. So we'll see if they're able to convert anything. We do see the Stinkers trying to take this high ground here first.
Looks like they'll do just that, want to fight right above this bot where exactly is, try to flip the map. They will do that right now. The dive kind of stuck in this little area, and the bot is going to get stolen right back, and they're going to walk it away. The Melon jumping in does have the Primal Rage. The high noon from Dongwagler not going to find too much there. Does roll back to team, but doesn't matter as 7's there to capitalize on that kill. Melon trying to get anything with his Primal Rage, but there's 2 split right now. The bot is still on the wrong side of the map if you're Belfast. Now you're trying to get it back. Hell, the team is still a 4-on-5, so very equal here on either side. Yak has the Pulse Bomb, so is Met. So it could not come down these traces. The Suzu comes out from Wiggle Higgle, and that could be a go button from Met here. As they go back towards this high ground, they'll take this fight any day of the week, right above where the bot's supposed to be. And Dongwagler has returned the battle to 5-on-5.
Yeah, got a lot of ults here too.
Duplicate comes out from Jack, but the Colin's to response. TP and Suzu from Wiggle Higgle does have the Kasuna rush here. The potential open this fight looks like they will do just that right over onto the bot. Jack trying to build that Terror Surge of Duplicate, but won't get it in time. Donwegger does get dived on, but they exchange it for Jax. It's 1-on-1 in DPS. Yak dives on in here, has the pulse ball forced to recall before he can take it on down. Melon controlling a lot of space, but so is Fish. It's just the tanks taking on the 3 remaining members, and the beat from Milo might be the go button. Terror Surge comes out, and the Suzu from Wiggle Higgle too early, cannot stop any damage coming on through. It's now just Yak over on point, does find one, but it's just a 1-on-3. Not even Yak can pull this one out. And the bot yet again goes the way of the San Antonio Stinkers, and a lot of ults and some swaps coming through for Belfast.
Yeah, super expensive fight there for the Stinkers too. Jack going onto the Sombra here. I don't know if it's opting to like maybe use the hack to try to get an advantage here, but like just the beat here and the primal, it's gonna be really tough for them to actually convert on the kills here, unless Melon hits like a really big primal blade here. The Stinkers identifying that they do have an advantage here, so they're opting not to fight where they don't want to, just trying to fight on the where they have the high ground on their side of the map here. So really good like disengage there, just kind of fight on their own territory.
Just playing this very, open corridor, open space, so it's pretty easy to stop this diver coming through with some poke dance. But the bot continues to move forward here. Melon does go in, and the Nutty Air beat as well. The bot still moves, but finally gonna get touched up here by 7. It's a 1-for-1 exchange on Lucio's, but with Donwegger falling, Fish might have a miracle up his pocket on Orisa, but doesn't look like it's Wiggle. Went to the kill feed with the kunai. But again, the bot got no progress. It's got to go all the way back to the bot here for the Belfast Bunger Brigade. And San Antonio will be there to meet it just in time.
Yeah, I love push that we're 6 minutes in. It's really like the only progress has been just from the first fight or two. Like we see a lot of ults coming up here too, so that could be really good. This pulls from Met. Met's been getting a lot of value on this Tracer so far, just being able to harass the backline. So it could be really big, especially like into this if you stick it on the Lucio or even on the Winston, try to get some burst damage in.
And the bot is being stolen right now. They're fighting, and it looks like they might be winning here, especially with the primal raise. The pulse bomb is gonna land, but at the same time, the bot is going the wrong way, guys. Fish has just been, the horse has been guiding this bot back the way it came, and despite your team dying and losing, if you're Fish, you take that because the bot again is gonna get back to the same exact spot, and the fight's gonna happen in the same exact area. If you're San Antonio, and now there's 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the time bank, and you got primal out of him.
What's the name of the guy with the boulder? Sisyphus?
Yeah.
It feels like
I imagine him being happy.
It just feels like the Bunger Brigade keep winning these fights, and then the bot just goes back, and it doesn't matter at all. It's like they get the boulder so close to taking the lead here, and then it just falls back in their favor.
One must imagine Fish on Orisa being happy, it's pretty, but they have the Suzu and the Casino EMP, a lot of ults being thrown in here for Belfast Bunger Brigade, and it looks like that'll be just enough for them to take home this fight, win, and potentially the checkpoint. BF does get the contestant for just a couple more seconds, but that one saw the checkpoint coming on through. So they got to get there quickly there, because there's only a couple meters separating the checkpoint and the golden line of the lead. But they'll probably have plenty of time to get there, especially with Butt Scratch being activated right now.
Yeah, the Butt Scratch is actually going to come in clutch for them. They have a little bit more time to kind of regroup here. Dong actually going onto the Sombra. I don't know what the plan here is, but maybe it's just, but they are able to kind of fight on this point here. So it could be actually really good for the Stinkers to be able to regain or hold the lead here. Hat comes out on the
those cooldowns are forced. The BS wall rides into the pulse bomb, taking down that Lucio. Terror Surge as well, not gonna do too much there for Fish. As the duo of BS and Fish falls, Melon still has his primal rage if they need it. Looks like they will not. As I said, it's just a single melee kill that finds Milo, and the lead is finally been taken by Belfast. Sisyphus has finally got to the peak of the mountain and can rest.
Yeah, Fish actually goes off of the Orisa onto the Winston. This makes a lot more sense with the Sombra. Maybe they were expecting to kind of counter the Winston going into this, so that's why they swapped the Sombra earlier. Fish goes in kind of early here. Jack almost gets caught out there.
They use the beat there from Liz's BF to stop this diver coming through. Paninii responds with a later beat. 7 didn't quite get it. Melon does the primal rage, just survive this hack for just a couple more seconds. But Fish is still in the back line here. The pulse bomb not gonna find anything from Matt. The EMP out from Jack. They're still exchanging ultimates here, but if you're Belfast, the bot continues to move forward towards your checkpoint, towards your end. 7 is they want to fall from that pulse bomb there.
I think
as Nuttier will just try to stabilize here on point for a couple more seconds to get the team back, but now with 1 minute remaining, EMP's online.
Yeah, Sneaker's actually come out on top of that one. They also still have this EMP. Jack did use an EMP of his own, so they won't have that for this fight. So pretty good ult advantage coming out for the Sneakers. They are probably going to have to win at least 2 more fights to be able to take the lead here, but that is possible with like the ult they're getting close to here soon.
Bunger is trying to be annoying here in the back line, trying to isolate any members here. 7 does fall low. The EMP lands over onto Nutter, but it doesn't seem to matter. It's a 2-for-2 exchange on DPS and Lucio. But you'll take this if you're Belfast, get the EMP out and don't decide to lose the fight. Wiggle Higgle TP's on in, still has the Susie ready to go to help out. Melon does lay it on in.
Really take down.
And despite the early EMP, it appears Belfast has got this fight in the bag, and they're just staggering out Milo. 30 seconds to the tie bank. Last fight territory.
Yeah, Wiggle with this Kitsune Rush is going to be really big here. One of the best ultimates in the game, or in the match right now. Should be a huge advantage here for the Bunger Brigade, especially with Melon so close to this Primal here too.
Bot didn't quite get to the little push bear crane in time. Nutter will be the first to fall.
That's a big pick.
And Belfast calling off the reinforcements, but 7 exchanges punished for it.
They trade.
It's very just scrappy fights going on here on push. Ever since Sisyphus got to the top of the mountain, it's been 1-for-1 exchanges on both sides basically. But that heavily favors the team that has the advantage. Wiggle will use the Suzu and falls, and Melon also invests in the Primal here. Does force you fish to use their own. So it's a very awkward position here for both teams, but if you are San Antonio, it is winnable. 20 meters, but you have beat, you'll have Coalescence and Pulse Bomb. If it's just up to Jack or the EMP, potentially turn for a squad.
Rush. Yeah, Kitsune Rush and the EMP are being really rough to play into, but you have the beat that should be able to answer both of them, especially if Elizabeth's BF is able to stay alive through this.
See what happens here. It appears that Met has sniffed out 7 over on the back line, forced them away for just a couple seconds here. Jack has returned the battle, though, does have EMP ready to go. Elizabeth BF was nowhere near, though. Does land, but Milo doesn't get it and dies with Coalescence. And now Nutter with a later beat might just seal the deal for Belfast. As San Antonio, just a split pixel second there on the beat to save the Coalescence back in the fight. And that's going to be Belfast. Says no sweeps today as we're going to map 4. And I'm going to a different game. Panini, enjoy the rest of this banger match.
Yep, stay with us, everyone. We're going to be back shortly, but we are going to take a short break going after this one. Oh, I love that highlight intro. Jack put a lot of work after swapping over to the Somber here. Worked a lot better for their team.
Yes. Where is it?
And there we go. Okay, yep, we will be back shortly, guys. Stick with Welcome back, everyone. Going into map 4. There we go. And we do have some very interesting swaps coming out here for the Bunger Brigade. I don't think I was really expecting this at all. They are running nuttier DPS with Jack support. I know Jack went into the season really wanted to play a lot of support, especially a lot of Mercy. So maybe that's the goal here, is to play like maybe a poke comp, but yeah. But really interesting that they would run the Mei here. I guess they're attacking, so it could always swap off, but yeah, really interesting comp. I see Dong actually running the Mei too, so maybe they're expecting the Mei coming out, but like in general, the Sigma, the Bat, the Mercy makes sense here. Both teams playing a very traditional poke comp. Jack actually going to Lucio. Interesting. I wonder if maybe their goal is to just try to play aggressive, try to rush the high ground, and just try to deny the space. But going, I don't know if they know that Dong is gonna run the. Oh, they're off the Lucio now. I don't know if they know that Dong is also on Mei, but it's really difficult to look for a Mei wall when you're attacking, when you're playing into another Mei. So it's gonna be a lot easier for Dong to find these Mei walls than it is for Nuttier. But we do have 7 actually going the Echo here. Maybe just opting to fly up in the air and get like another angle. Play from multiple angles instead of just playing for the one down main. Fish again pulling really low. Forced to use the E and drop his shield. Wall comes out onto Melon. Again, those walls are so easy to hit, but 7 actually gets the pick on a Fish there. Looking for more. Might be able to find Dong Waggler here. Yeah, Fish just gets caught there, and really good target focus there to just kind of collapse on the Sigma there. Dong actually dying on the point here is really good. Should be able to give the team enough time to kind of reset and play on this point, or recontest this point here. Melon playing aggressive and going for the space here. Already such a huge advantage on the Flux here for Melon over Fish here. 7 also all close to his dupe already too. So we'll see if Nuttier gets like another big wall here, especially just how split this team is playing. If isolating the Sigma should be really easy to collapse onto him, and is really tough to like play against unless you like hit a wall from Dong. Another wall hit onto Fish there. Falls really low. Lamp is used from Wiggle Hit. We'll try to keep everyone alive there. Dong actually gets taken down by, or Dong actually takes down Melon. Rez does come out somehow, so it's still a 5v5, and 7 gets the dupe out, copies the Mei. Nuttier does fall, but so does Fish. With this dupe, should be able to build Blizz here. A lot of ults are being used here. The window's also used for Milo, but Met is going to get frozen in this Blizzard. That Rez coming out from Jack to Rez Melon and give 7 enough time to build that duplicate is really good, and will give them first point. Other than the window, no ults are used from the sneakers there, so it is going to be almost a 10 ult fight coming in here. Elizabeth's BF actually swapping onto the Lucio, so they are going to opt to play this a little bit more rush heavy. Do catch Melon. Melon falls super low. Lamp is used. I think Melon does not get out, actually. The Rez comes out again. Rez actually connects again. Somehow Jack is staying up on this Mercy. I don't know how he's getting these Rezes off. Another wall comes out. Does catch Melon again. It's just a battle of who gets the better wall. Valk is used. Going for the backline. Might be able to find Met here, actually. Down Milo, too. 7 also gets Fish, so the Bunger Brigade somehow is going to be able to win this fight here. Might be able to stagger Dong and Elizabeth. 7 is playing so aggressive here. Well, super low. Does get the copy off. Maybe just to stay alive there. A window here could be really big. Just kind of prevent everyone from touching, but I don't know. Yeah, it gets the window off. And just zones. Really good angle there, too. Blizz does come out. Catches Melon. Lamp is used to keep Melon alive. Melon's so close to this Flux, but doesn't end up getting taken down there. Trades on both sides, though. Wiggle close to this, or Wiggle has this window if he opts to use it. Nuttier also gets taken down, so it is slightly in favor of the Sneakers, but with Milo dying, now it's still even. 7 falls really low, has the Mercy pocket, but Fish ultimately finds the kill. Just supports here. Wiggle opting to save the window. Really good stabilization there, able to just kind of get the picks there. Isolates Melon with the Blizzard, and now they already have 4 ults again, using just the Blizzard that last fight. It's almost going to be 4 ults from the Bunger Brigade here, too. As 80% for both Nuttier and for Jack. The beat, I think, is going to be a big difference maker here. Window used early, actually. Met finds a shot through the window, able to hit Nuttier, and also should be able to find Melon. So the Stinkers are able to kind of recover there too. Might get the staggers onto the supports here. Looks like they will. No? No, the wall coming out for Nuttier to keep the supports alive. So it is kind of an expensive fight there. They did just use the Blizzard last fight, and they used the Overclock and the Window. So the Beat and the Flux, the only ults they're going to have available nearly versus almost a full ult rotation here for the Bunger Brigade. The Flux is going to be tough to play into when you don't really have a support ult, but they do have the Lamp from Wiggle Higgle. So if Wiggle Higgle manages to keep on holding to this, the Lamp could be really big into the Flux. Melon has a Flux of his own too. Goes for it first. It's rocked out actually. 7 does find a kill though. Beat used. Fish still has this Flux of his own. Flux comes out. Lamp used slightly earlier. The freeze almost catches Fish there. Still super scrappy fight. But the tank being... Oh, actually, the Melon gets res again. And is going to probably be able to win this fight, yeah. Another res. Just every single fight that Jack's been able to res Melon. The Bunger Brigade ended up winning. And, yeah, I don't think they'll be able to opt to fight this one here. Third point circuit just really hard to push, especially with these high grounds. But yeah, really expensive fight there, using 4 ults for the Bunger Brigade, but that is a really good point to break through there. Melon goes onto this Orisa, not opting to play the Sigma here. The Blizzard from Dongmar could be big. Again, with no support ult, if it catches anyone with this Blizzard, it could be a fight win. Forces the gold early, you might be looking for it. Looks for the Blizz, it gets jabbed, but the Blizz still connects. Forces the Ice Block from Nuttier, but 7 with the copy onto the Sigma might give his team enough sustain to be able to kind of live through this Blizzard. They get 2. Both the Mei and the Sigma are down. The Flux comes out, doesn't catch anything, but they do isolate Milo. Milo gets Wiggle Higgle, so no Baptiste for either side here. But the res does come out and finds Wiggle Higgle. Milo with a Window. Really, the only ult's going to be built here. Met close to this Overclock. If you could opt to combo the Overclock and the Window here like they did a previous fight, could get a lot of value. But Melon with this already close to this Terra Surge here too. Both teams opting to kind of play this low ground. 7 goes for an off angle here. Window is used from Wiggle Higgle, and the Bunger Brigade just opts to disengage there. Window actually manages to catch 3, or the wall manages to catch 3. 7 is getting taken down. The lamp a little bit too late. Rez might be getting looked for. Fish is getting run into by Melon, who does have this Terra Surge. But just the brawl potential, just running this like super heavy brawl comp is just a lot better to play into a tiny room. And yeah, the Window, the only ult used for the Stinkers, so they should be in a pretty good position here with only 1 minute and 25 seconds left. 7 falls super low, but manages to get healed up nice and good. The Flux here could be big, especially if the Bunger Brigade plays together as much as they did that previous fight. But with the Terra Surge, or with oh, actually, Met uses Overclock from the high ground, gets 7 super low. Beat is also used from Elizabeth's BF. Melon is looking for this Terra Surge, gets 4, forces the Lamp, and the Blizzard used on top of it, but Met actually finds that rail onto Melon. Flux is used from Fish. Rez actually comes out, gets Melon again. These Rezes are just so impactful coming out for Jack. They need to focus this Mercy a lot more. 3 ults used from the Stinkers, and they will be able to... They will lose the fight, as the Bunger Brigade are able to full cap with 30 seconds left. So again, like I mentioned earlier, it's just so hard to take that 3rd point, so being able to full cap has got to feel good there for the Bunger Brigade. Especially with time left, they got to be happy with that. We'll see if there's any swaps that are being made. I think both teams had very good moments throughout the map, so I wouldn't be surprised to see both teams stay on the same comp. I think it's just a lot harder to play that Mei while you're attacking rather than defending. I can't go in their spawn. Unlucky. Yeah, it's also really good to defend knowing that you just can't allow a full cap. You can play a lot more, just kill as much time on first point. Even if you let them cap, just kill all your time, save your ults. Going into second point, just same thing, you just try to kill as much time. And then going into third point, you just gotta win 1 fight just to prevent them from full capping. Melon on the Orisa here. It worked out really well for them when they swapped onto the Orisa, but I don't like it as much on these first 2 points. I think it is really good on that 3rd point, but we'll see if he's able to make it work. Yeah, we do see both teams staying with the exact same comp. I'd like to see Nuttier play really aggressive with these walls here, because again, it especially if you see the tank kind of opting to take that high ground. It is really easy to get a wall off. So I'd like to see them play really aggressive with these Mei walls. Met likely is going to try to look for off angles here, try to contest high ground here, especially on this first point. We see a really defensive place. Oh, actually, the wall comes out. The wall hits the Fish again. The E is used from Fish. Lamp is also used. Fish falls so low. Lamp keeping him alive. All cooldowns used from Melon, forced to back off. The block is also used, so it's super scrappy here, but Dogwago actually gets taken down by Nuttier. Melon gets taken down by Fish, though. Much bigger pick. The res comes out again. The rock hits Jack. Does actually prevent the res from coming off, but Fish falls super low and is just getting run into by a Mei right now. Nuttier eventually gets taken down, and they didn't really have anyone contesting the payload the entire time, so I don't know if the Bunger Brigade is going to be able to get another touch here. It's going to be super close. I think they will. Yeah, they should be able to touch here. Yeah, it's going to be really tough because you're just going to get Maywalled by Dongwaggler here. Dongwaggler gets the Maywall onto Melon. Is not quite clean, so they are able to kind of back up and LOS the supports. Both Baps close to this window. I think the better window might just end up winning this point here. Melon close to this Terra Surge here, too. Could be really big. Lamp is used to keep everyone alive. Jack gets taken down by Dong, but Fish also falls really low. Melon, 91% to this Terra Surge. Could be the difference maker. The Blizz actually used early. Catches Fish. Melon falls super low. Wiggle trying to use the window to keep everyone alive, but it's not going to be enough. So that's really rough to use the Blizzard and use the window and still lose the fight. Against only Milo using the window. So like I mentioned before, like your game plan has got to be just save these ults. Don't try to use them in fights that you're going to lose. Just save them for the next fight. Try to set yourself up in a better position to just defend here. Using both those ults, now you have a full ult rotation coming out from the Stinkers, so it's going to be really tough to defend against here. Unless Melon or 7 is able to get like a really big ult, and they manage to survive throughout all the aggression that the Stinkers are going to throw out on them. Fishbowl was really aggressive here. Rock actually not even aiming for Wiggle. Higgle hits him. Melon is looking for this Terra Surge. Gets 3 in it and the wall. Forces the beat. Overclock used from Met too. Should get Melon here. Melon falls super low. Jack also falls super low. The care onto Melon is just so big. 7 gets taken out of the dupe. But being able to survive through 4 ults there from the Stinkers is really big. Fish still with this Flux. If identifies that the jab is used and opts to just use that Flux there, Melon ends up getting taken down, but Nuttier does have the ice block to keep himself alive. Milo, both Vaps actually close to this window again. Yeah, it looks like they might be able to find staggers here too, which is really rough. If the Bunger Brigade just dies on cart here, they might be able to buy themselves enough time to get another fight here. But 7 is still trying to look for kills here. They managed to get Met, but I don't think that'll be enough. Melon also might end up staggering himself out there. I don't know if he identifies that both his supports are dead, and he's walled with no cooldowns. Trying his best to just kind of stay on this point here, give his team enough time to respawn, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Melon is getting taken down. Nuttier trying his best to stay on the point here. The lamp thrown out from Wiggle Higgle. The res, I don't think it'll go off that time. I know Jack was looking for it. The Blizz used again. I don't think that's going to be enough. Dong with a Blizz of his own here if he opts to use it. But I don't think they even need it. I don't know if Nuttier's going to swap here, but I really wouldn't use that Blizz there. That's really rough to use. Jack actually goes onto the Lucio. I think could be good. You have the Kite a little bit better against the aggression that are being thrown out from the Stinkers, and you have that beat as a more defensive ult, but you are losing the res. It's been so impactful so far. Like I mentioned earlier, I think this Orisa is really going to shine on this third point. It's like, it just hasn't been working very well for them so far. I think it should work a little bit better on this third point, but at this point, 4 minutes, really tough to defend into. The wall does come out onto Melon, does catch Melon. Cooldowns are all used. The lamp might be able to keep him alive. 7 gets the dupe onto the Sigma, forces the beat. But there's going to be almost 5 ults for the Stinkers this fight. Melon with the Terra Surge does get taken down. The Blizz catches 2. Fish so low here. 7 gets a kill onto Milo. Really big pick there. 7 might actually be able to clean up here. Fish still so low. And yeah, I think 7 will be able to get 3 there. Be able to clean up. Looking for Dongwaggler for a 4th. I think he'll be able to find it. Does force the ice block. And with Milo coming back, I think Dong will be able to escape with his life. So they did get a lot of ults out, but they're still looking at 3 very good ults here with the Overclock, the Window, and the Flux. Jack actually goes back to the Mercy, already close to another Valk, even after just swapping to the Lucio temporarily, resetting the ult charge. The Valk might be enough to keep the team alive. Especially, it might be enough to, if you can get Nuttier to build this Blizzard, could be really big here. All 3 ults for the Bunger, or the Stinky Stunkers are, or the San Antonio Stinkers are being used. Nuttier trying his best to stall point, actually gets a lot of value there, and gets rezzed. Jack using this Valk, trying to just move and prevent anyone from killing him. Gives Nuttier enough time to build this Blizzard, and actually wins the fight off that Blizzard there. Nuttier able to stall that point, give his team enough time to get back, and then the res comes out to be able to get Nuttier back up. The three ults being used with the Overclock, the Flux, and the Window all being used from the Stinkers, and just everyone able to survive that. Already about 2 minutes, which is like half the time that they came in here with. Ults are starting to get built here, but with the Beat and the Mei ult, oh, the wall into Melon is just too big. The copy onto the Sigma means they do have a tank here. Maybe 7 can build this Flux here. Could be really big. 7 does actually get the Flux off, but gets taken down from Met. Jack falls super low. Actually finds Milo. That's one of the biggest picks you could get with this comp. Only down to Lucio healing right now. They do have the Beat. They could opt to use the Beat if they need a little bit more sustain here. The Rez trying to get Nuttier there, doesn't quite get it off, and Jack ends up staggering himself in the process. Melon close to this Flux, but Dong Waggler getting the Blizz. Melon gets walled again. That's got to be so rough. Lamp is used to keep him alive. Dong Waggler using this Blizz should be able to find the pick onto Melon. Melon's getting taken down by Fish there. Met also finds a pick onto 7-7. Beat is used to kind of just secure the fight here. It's so close to just full capping here. Wiggle Hill uses that Window, is holding onto it for a while there. Melon goes back onto the Orisa after temporarily swapping the Sigma. I don't know if that's going to be enough, especially with this Overclock being built here. Yeah, Melon just gets taken down. 7 just trying to stagger the point here. Nuttier close to this Blizzard, but not going to be able to get it in time as the Stinkers do manage to clear off the point there.
Target down.
Let them up.
So yeah, a lot of, again, like that third point is just so hard to push. I do like the adaptations being made, but I think they just stayed on that Orisa a little bit too long on the first 2 points and just managed to end up having to face down a full ult rotation there. Melon is, I think the temporary swap on a Sigma, I see why he did it, but I also think it makes them very susceptible to that wall, which did catch him out, I think, 2 or 3 times. The Orisa provides a little bit more self-peel as you get walled off. You do have that gold, and you do have that spin to try to keep yourself alive if you do get caught with the wall. So yeah, just really good coordination, really good target focus, and also really good walls coming out from Dong Waggler. The Stinger is just looking a lot more coordinated on this map here. It is still, the time banks are still really close here. 1 minute to 1 minute and 21 seconds, so it still could go either way. But both teams seem to kind of fold on the defense here, so I'd be surprised to see either team at least cap first, if not try to cap close to second. Jack actually off the Mercy shows the Kiriko. I don't know if he's going to stay on it. I don't know. Yeah, he's swapping. Mercy, I'm assuming. Just go back. Yeah. The Echo was really good on first point. Like, both teams maybe just weren't ready for the comp they were running against. But now that the Stinkers know they're playing against this pocketed Echo, they might just make the adaptations here to be able to kind of prevent the getting kind of rolled on defense like they did the first point. Jack at a really good angle right now is able to just get a lot of pressure in. The Fish just holding strong on this high ground. The wall does come out. 7 falls really low. Manages to stay alive. Fish falls super low here, actually. Forces the lamp. Melon just looks in. Manages to isolate Dong Waggler, and Fish gets taken down there, too. So even after being aware of the comp that the Bunger Brigade is running, they still just get taken down with a really good wall coming out to isolate Fish. And it looks like Milo is going to get staggered on point, so they can opt to fight this, but they will only have Mercy heals. I don't think Milo will be able to get back in time for the contest, so it is looking really rough, especially with 7 close to this dupe. Pretty much everyone on the Stinkers are playing really good dupe targets too, so 7 might be able to get a lot of value with this ultimate here. Looking for the backline here, does copy the Sigma. Puts a lot of pressure onto the backline, gets a rock onto the Mercy. The cap does come through. Fish also gets walled, and Fish might... No, Fish gets taken down there. Dong Waggler also is really deep. Dong gets taken down by 7. Seven using the Flux. That doesn't really matter anymore because they won the fight, but... And the late pick on Elizabeth's BF likely won't matter too much. But yeah, again, first point cap coming out for the Bunger Brigade. And now they have like a really good win condition, and they have a lot of ults going into here, only using the duplicate. Fish and Dong are still quite a ways away from their ults, and Elizabeth's BF actually swapping over to the Lucio. So only maybe 2 ults here for the Stinkers versus possibly 4 for the Bunger Brigade. We could be looking at a second point cap too. Wall does miss. The Blizzard comes out. Doesn't actually catch anyone, but gets a ton of space. Does force everyone back from that window. Melon looking for this pull, gets a huge pull. Lamp's already out. Does force the wall. Met actually gets 2. Met gets 2. Might be able to carry this here. Jack gets the res. It is still a pretty close fight here. Fish gets walled again. Fish falls super low. Fish gets taken down. Without the tank, I don't know if they'll be able to continue fighting this. Dong close to this Blizzard. Could opt to use it. And then, yeah, the cleanup is just there for the Bunger Brigade. Wiggle gets 3 that fight. There's no way. And yeah, this is incredible attack here for the Bunger Brigade. 7 already has another duplicate, but against the Blizzard and the Flux, this is looking really good here for the ults coming out for the Stinkers. Elizabeth BF are already also close to the beat here too. So it is looking really good for them, but like even then, like the duplicate still could be really big, and this is still a really good push here. Flux comes out, does hit 2, hits the Wiggle Higgle. Lamp is used, but Wiggle Higgle likely will end up getting taken down here by Fish. Yeah, Met also finds one onto Jack. The Blizz comes out, isolates everyone off the cart. 7 is the only one alive here, and the dupe form likely won't matter, but... Yeah, those ults are just really tough to play into, especially that Blizzard. Getting so much value coming out for Dong Waggler. And then, yeah, just losing the Baptiste early to that Flux is also really rough, but... Really good for the Stinkers to be able to kind of recover and get that fight win there. But yeah, it's looking really tough for them, having to attack, basically getting to 3rd point. But this is the same situation that the Bunger Brigade was in. On the attack, or on the defense, the Bunger Brigade kind of crumbled really early. So they just need to kind of identify. They're only really playing for like maybe 2 or 3 fights here. So even if they give first point, even if they give second point, they still just need to play to win that last fight there. Yeah, we're already looking at a 5. If the Stinkers win this, it's going to be a 6-5 Circuit Royale, like you all expected. Our prod graphics only actually go up to 6, so I'm glad we're in this situation because we won't end up maxing out our prod, our little dots we have enabled. Oh, Matt's playing a little song.
Clear heads, sharp eyes.
That was I'm trying to remember what that is. It's not. Is that for Elise that he was playing? It actually sounded pretty accurate, so I'm kind of impressed. I know a lot of people would just like to slam the keyboard, but close hold here actually makes a lot of sense. Again, you're playing for that time, so just playing the close hold, you get an extra fight here. Wall actually, as he used, doesn't really catch anyone, but is forcing a lot of resources. Fish using both the eat and using the Fish actually gets taken down. Again, with this time bank, just forcing respawns is huge. You just get so much extra time. Milo is gonna build this with this amount of damage that the Bunger Brigade is putting out. Milo's gonna be able to build the window first, but I honestly take that, especially just to get this time bank off. Already down to about 40 seconds off the clock. The Sneakers do opt to go for this far right rotation here. Wall comes out, doesn't catch anyone. Nuttier actually ends up falling to Milo. So I think the Sneakers will be able to kind of stabilize here. Melon falls super low. Yeah, the picks are just going to go in the favor of the Bunger Brigade, but they won 1 fight, so that's literally all they need to do. The res comes out on a Melon, too, to try to get a little bit more time off the clock. That could be a really good res, but Melon just isn't fighting on the point. They could just opt to stagger Melon. Yeah, Melon does eventually make it to the point. They should all be able to get a really good contest at that first corner. Melon, again, dying late there is pretty rough, but already 90%. Like I mentioned before, Milo is going to have this advantage on the window. But like that's a pretty good trade considering you have the Terror Surge and the Overclock ready here.
We can do this if we put our heads together.
But yeah, they should be able to kind of stabilize. Yeah, touch this corner and get your Baptiste should be able to stay on high ground here pretty safe and just getting a lot of healing pumped out. Melon also could just use his Terror Surge, just kind of zone everyone off the cart there. The window, the wall comes out, doesn't catch anyone. A counter wall comes out from Nuttier. Nuttier gets picked, but they do force the pick there. Terror Surge comes out really big. Again, just forcing people off the cart. Lamp is used. Lamp gets taken down. Everyone falls super low. Both tanks are traded. The Blizz used from Dong Waggler. Valk is used from Jack. 7 using the overclock, trying to find something here. Gets Milo. Overclock also used from Met. Met finds Jack. The checkpoint is garnered by the Stinkers, but yeah, a lot of ults are being used. Again, I'd like to have some of those ults back. You have the Flux and the Beat are very, very good ults to have, but Nuttier with this Blizzard could be just as impactful. Again, I think it's just going to come down to who gets the better walls. The walls have just been kind of the deciding factor in each of these fights. Just whoever gets the better wall ends up winning that fight. I think this beat from Elizabeth BF has to be really big here, especially into the Blizzard. If this Blizzard is bigger than the Flux, it could be the end of the map here. Flux comes out early, catches the blocks. May ends up getting taken down. Beat is still available for Elizabeth BF if they do opt to use it. I don't know if the lamp was maybe used a little bit early from Wiggle Higgle or what, but losing Nuttier with the Blizzard there is really rough. Jack dying on cart, able to kind of stall it a lot. Likely Jack won't be back for this this contest fight, but the rest of his team should be able to respawn if they do opt to fight it. They also might just opt to play for this the actual checkpoint here, and that looks like that's what they're doing. Playing more for the high ground and the positioning than playing for the checkpoint, which I think that's the right decision to make. A lot of ults are here for the Bunger Brigade. The big one I'm looking at, the wall actually comes out, catches Fish. The E is used, the Beat and the Blizzard are used both sides. Fish actually gets taken down. The Blizzard is huge, gets 4, I think. And Dongwaggler and Milo are the last ones left, but yeah, like Fish says, once that Blizzard comes out and catches everyone, that's kind of the end of the map right there. The Bungers are fighting back, and we could potentially looking down the barrel at the season's first reverse sweep. Yeah, a lot of adaptations made for both teams. This lineup actually looks really good. I know they put Nuttier on DPS, but like again, just I think Melon has played really well on this Orisa here. And let's see, we are going to take a short break. I'm still trying to figure out the prod graphics here. Let's see, boom, 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 and okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you guys shortly. Welcome back, everyone. A hype matchup so far. First two maps were taken by the San Antonio Stinkers. The next two maps were taken by the Belfast Bunger Brigade. So we could be looking at a reverse sweep, or we could look at the San Antonio Stunkers getting their being able to kind of stabilize here. We do see Raz coming back in for Elizabeth BF. This is the lineup they ran on the first two maps, so maybe this is maybe they're just more comfortable with this lineup, or they just like this a little bit better. But we do see the Belfast Bunger Brigade sticking with the comp that's kind of worked for them for the past two maps, is running Melon and running Melon on tank and running Jack and Nuttier as DPS and support respectively. They did swap the last point, but this lineup they're running is the same. We do see countering Orissas. We haven't seen a lot of Orissa coming out from Fish since the first couple maps there, so this might be another thing they're really comfortable with. They're running kind of this contenders comp of the Curie Lucio and the Sojourn and Tracer with the Orissa. We do see a completely different comp, I think, just playing a little bit more around comfort picks coming out for the Bunger Brigade. A lot of damage goes out on Fish. Fish forced to use the gold. Melon has a gold second. The Suzu is used from Wiggle Higgle, but yeah, just a good roll. Melon gets speared by Fish. Opens up the fight. Without the Orissa, it's going to be really tough for the Bunger Brigade to be able to recover here. Met finds a pick onto Fish, and they should be able to find the cleanup for the Stinkers here. So yeah, just that really big spear coming out, and we see this massive advantage for this Terra Surge charge coming out from Fish. Also, like, really, all ults are very good looking right now for the Stinkers right now. But a lot of times with this, with Flashpoint in general, is it doesn't necessarily come down to who has the ults, it comes down to who gets more value with their ults. So we do see Seven with this, like, high noon, not a great ult, but maybe he's able to cook something here. Met close to this Pulse, might be able to find something, putting a lot of pressure onto Wiggle Higgle, but Donglag ends up falling first. Fish gets hacked. Melon falls super low there. I don't know if the care is going to be there for him. Wiggle Higgle trying his best to keep him alive. Nuttier actually finds Met. So with two picks, it should go in favor of the Bunger Brigade. And another neutral fight there. Met actually uses the Pulse Bomb. Doesn't manage to find anyone. So now we see the ult advantage has gone right back in favor of the Bunger Brigade. 75% already accrued, but in Flashpoint, that point percentage goes up so quickly. It's really hard to kind of play into this Orisa comp, like push into it. So even if they are able to kind of, even if the Stinkers are able to win the fight, it's probably going to take a lot of time for them to be able to get the space here. Maybe with this Curie Rush might be able to give them enough pressure to kind of take the space here. Jack used the EMP, actually. Both DPS are traded from each side. Melon close to this Terra Surge. Fish uses a Terra Surge of his own. Doesn't manage to find anyone. Seven uses the high noon, but Melon finds Raz. Both Kirikos are now down. Seven falls super low, gets taken down by Bet. The beat is used from Milo. Nuttier also uses the beat. Melon uses the Terra Surge second there. Super messy fight here. It looks like it will go in favor of the Stinkers, especially with Nuttier falling there to Fish. Melon ends up going off the point, and the point does flip in favor of the Stinkers. And at 80%, I don't know if the Bunger Brigade's going to get another fight here. So we saw a 9 ult fight there. Dong didn't quite build the overclock in time, and Met just used the pulse bomb the fight before. But 5 ults used from the Bunger Brigade, and they managed to lose that fight. That's really rough for them. But again, Flashpoint is just so... The pendulum just swings so quickly. Still, like, super early. Dongwag, we're close to this overclock. Could be really big here, especially with no really ultimates on the other side to counter it. Hack does come out. Melon already so low. Suzu is used with Melon. Oh, big pulse from Met. Gets 2 with 2 picks, especially with Melon dying there. Will go in favor of the Stinkers. Really clean team kill there coming out for the Stinkers, and they should be able to stabilize here. 7 goes onto the Sojourn off of the cast. Sojourn, I think, is a little bit better. Actually, 7 going onto the Tracer. Not quite sure what they want to play. Melon goes onto the Winston, playing more of that counterwatch from the first 2 maps. I think should be good, but resetting the ult economy is really rough here, especially with the Terra Surge and the Overclock going to be available this fight for the Stinkers. Jack has this EMP, so that might be all they need to win the fight here. Just has to build it a little bit quicker than Fish can get this Terra Surge. Dongwaggle uses the Overclock looking for Melon. Melon falls so low, but so does Milo. Milo doesn't get to take it down, so does Fish. This Overclock could be really big, but not quite finding the kills. Nuttier does end up getting taken down, but it's too little too late. as Melon just jumps in and kills the backline. Yeah, the Winston I think is a really good swap here because you don't really even need to brawl the Orisa. You can just kind of jump for the backline, find the picks. Getting the overclock out from Dongwaggler is really big. Jack still has this EMP. Her dog actually goes over to the Reaper, which I think is exactly what happened map 1. Map 1, I don't think it worked very well for them when they were running the Reaper. But with all these ults coming out, it could just be who gets the better ult here. The EMP, I think, is the big thing I'm looking for. Setup right now could be a big EMP here. EMP does hits the Curie. Only down to Lucio heals is really rough here for the Stinkers. The point doesn't even flip in their favor. Nuttier manages to get to that fight, actually. Fish the only one alive here, and it looks like with that, the cleanup should be there for the Bunger Brigade. Matt finds another one, but yeah, it's just too little too late. Melon just able to get so much cleave and so much damage with the Winston Zap. And I don't think that the Stinkers will be able to fight this. They probably could opt to do it, but it would probably have to be a stagger fight here. So I think they are just going to give it here. Wait. No, they are going to try to fight here. Met should be able to have the touch here, but it's going to be a super chaotic, super messy fight here. Kitsune Rush used from Razmataz. 4 ults coming out for both teams here. The flip doesn't actually come in. The beat used from both sides. Kitsune Rush used late from Wiggle Higgle. Wiggle falls super low. Terra Surge, it does come out. Doesn't find anything. Melon close to this Primal Rage. All ults were used from the Stinkers, but they do manage to find Wiggle Higgle, which might be the only pick they really need to open that up there. But Raz also falls on the other side, so both Curies are down. Milo falls super low. No heals down for the Stinkers as Milo also ends up falling. Matt falls super low, gets taken down by Milo for the Primal Rage. It's just Fish and Dongwaggler trying to secure this fight here, but it's not going to be enough with a 1v4 right now. And point 2 does go in favor of the Bunger Brigade, and they did force out a lot of ultimates there. Both teams ended up using a lot of ults, but going into this next fight, we do see really only maybe this this Blossom coming out for Dongwaggler. We see Fish swapping over to the Ramatra. More dishonest Overwatch coming out for both teams here. Early point control is taken by the Bunger Brigade, but the point hasn't unlocked yet, so it might not matter that much. EMP getting close here, but Dong also really close to this Death Blossom. It looks like the Sneakers are trying to play around this point. Actually, Jack takes out Dongwaggler. Melon falls super low, but down 1. It is going to be really rough. Jack actually gets to that fight. Wiggle does end up falling, but with down both Fish and Milo, it's going to be really rough. Dong coming back late there. So it's going to be a lot more of like a scrappy little DPS duel here. But the Bungers do have the support pocket here. Fish goes over onto the Winston. Now this is some honest Overwatch. Outside of the Reaper, I love watching some tank mirror here. Jack has this EMP. Dong and Met have their ults here too. Nuttier is really close to this beat. Might be really big if Nuttier's able to beat in the middle of this fight here. But the big thing I'm looking at is Dong able to get value with this Blossom. EMP comes out first. Jack ends up getting taken down, but so does Raz. Blossom could be big here. Suzu is used. Beat is used to be able to keep everyone nice and healthy. Kitsune Rush. Oh, never mind. Blossom does come out. Doesn't get anything. Both Winstons are traded. Another really sloppy fight here. 7 actually getting the kills here. 7 gets 2. Looking for more. Dong falls super low. Dong should be able to get killed there. Met trying his best, but I think it's a 2v1 right now. Met versus Nuttier and 7. Met falls super low. Jack is already back. And at 80%, the Bunger Brigade in a really good position here to take a 2-1 advantage here on Flashpoint. And then I don't think, yeah, the Sneakers aren't going to want to take this fight here. Just playing for the next point here. I think this will be on the Stinker side of the map, so they should have a slight advantage just in terms of their spawns. But ults are looking really good here for the Bunger Brigade. This Curie Rush, the Pulse, and the Primal. There is going to be a beat and probably also a Pulse here. And maybe the Cole for the Stinkers, but I just like the Curie Rush a lot better than those ults. The Sneakers do get early point, like space on the point here. But again, the point's not unlocked yet, so it might not matter. Jump comes out from Melon onto the backline. Milo dies, but so does Melon. Cole comes out from Raz, trying to keep everyone nice and healthy here. Cat comes out on a Nuttier. But yeah, we do have the picks going in favor of the Sneakers here. Did have to use the Cole for it, but that's a really cheap ult to be able to win that fight there. Wiggle didn't quite have that Kitsune Rush in time, so just... I don't know if they identified that and just opted to try to win the fight before the Kitsune Rush got built. Kitsune Rush is going to be really good to try to break open this point here, but Milo does have this beat that should be able to shut it down pretty well. Both tanks likely are going to get the Primal this fight too, so we could see a big primal coming out from either tank here. Melon had a couple of really good primal kills on one of the previous maps there too. Fade is forced from Raz. Primal does get used, trying to identify that Raz uses the Cole, or that uses the Fade. The Curie Rush and the Beat are used from both sides here, but down the your flex heal in Razzmatazz is going to be a lot rougher for the Stinkers to win. Met gets taken down too. Fish uses the Primal to kind of keep alive. Lucios are traded, but it's just a huge advantage here for the Bunger Brigade. I believe it's a 4v1 with just Fish on the point, trying his best to stall this point out. 7 falls really low, but is able to survive through that. And only the Katsina Rush and the Primal are used for the Bunger Brigade. So almost a full beat advantage, and this EMP is going to be up a little bit earlier for Jack. So ult advantage definitely in favor of the Bunger Brigade right now. And with how fast these flashpoint points go, we could be looking at potentially the last fight here. Jack, I'm sure, is setting up this EMP here. Does get scouted out early, uses the EMP anyways, does find Fish. And they are looking for more kills here. Hack comes out onto Milo. Raz also gets staggered, so does Milo. We're at 50% here. The Bunger Brigade's one fight went away from getting a reverse sweep. First reverse sweep of the season here. Dong close to this EMP. If he's able to build it in time, that could be really big. But we do have a beat coming out from Nuttier that should be able to keep everyone alive through it. Really no other ults coming out for the Stinkers other than that EMP that should be up soon. They should be able to touch this point here. The Stinkers should be able to touch this point here, so there should still be a fight. Dongwago doesn't quite have this EMP yet, which could be really rough. 7 does use the pulse, doesn't catch anything. Hack does come out on a Nuttier. Jack actually ends up getting taken down, so does Nuttier. So I think the Stinkers will actually be able to win this fight here. 7 actually gets Milo, so it's a close fight, but Stinkers do have a slight advantage. Now with 7 falling, that should be it. I don't know if the Bunger Brigade is going to be able to touch this point here. I think 7 or Jack at least should be able to touch that point if they opt to fight this. I don't even know if they want to go for it. They did use the EMP there, which is a really rough ult to lose, but they do still have this beat. Yeah, it looks like Jack, it does touch the point, does manage to force overtime. 7 has the next touch, so it is a fight brewing out here. Dong has this EMP if he opts to use it. Beat is used from Nuttier to keep everyone alive, but Jack does end up falling. Met also has this pulse, could be really big. Dongwag falls with the EMP. Raz has this Cole, should be able to keep everyone alive, but Wiggle also is getting taken down. Nuttier falls super low. Raz, I think, should be able to find the kill onto that. Raz still has this Cole in her back pocket if she opts to use it. Primal is used for Melon. Still thinks this fight is winnable. Everyone is so low on both sides. Nuttier actually finds Milo, but Nuttier gets taken down on the other side. 7 uses the pulse, doesn't find anything. Fish uses the Primal. Dong still has this EMP. I don't know if he's going to opt to use it here. 7 does end up falling. Yeah, I think Dong is actually going to hold on to the EMP here. Dong gets 2. Point does end up flipping. So we're looking at a 2-2. This is the last point and the last map of the series. And the overinvestment of ults into that fight for the Bunger Brigade is really going to hurt them. Wiggle is going to get staggered out there again. Yeah, Dong manages to find Wiggle Higgle. So with only Lucio heals, I think that they are just going to not really want to fight this. They might just give the early flip in favor of the Stinkers. And with how fast this Flashpoint percentage ticks up, it's going to be a really big advantage here early for the Stinkers. With 4 ults here, it's going to be really tough to push into. Jack does have an EMP of his own, but they don't really have anything to answer the EMP from Dongwaggler. Katsune Rush is used, but EMP is used from Dongwaggler. And just the cleanup there is just so decisive for the Stinkers, but they use both support ults. They get the Curie Rush and the EMP, but using the Cole and the Beat might have been a little bit too much. Only this Pulse is going to be built, but again, really no ults on the side of the Bunger Brigade as they opt to do so much trying to win that 4th point there. Met does have this pulse. We haven't really had a lot of really impactful pulses here, so now would be a really good time for something to be cooked up here. Jack gets taken down! I don't know what Jack was doing trying to touch the point there. Actually, Raz gets taken down too, so that might be a bigger pick, actually. Melon close to this Primal, but is super low with no bubble. I don't know if we'll be able to survive here. Dong gets taken down, actually. So it could be going in favor of the Bunger Brigade here. Melon now has the Primal if he wants to use it. Does end up using it just to stay alive here. Super messy fight. Met falls super low. Fish is 1, but Melon is looking for Milo. Fish does prop the Primal there. I guess we're trying to get a little bit more percentage. If Fish can get it to 99, that could be really big here. Fish actually finds Nuttier, but Raz ends up falling again. Jack falls super low and gets hacked, but manages to get out barely. Stick comes out, does end up taking down Fish. Milo falls super low. Milo, I think, is going to get taken down here, and I think the Bunger Brigade is going to be able to clean up of a 2K headshot, 3K headshot from Wiggle. Yo, this guy farming on the Curie here. Yeah, uphill battle, 99-0, trying to come back from that. But really, no ult here outside of maybe this this beat might be built. Met's gonna have to get a really big pulse bomb if he wants to open this up. Nuttier and Wiggle are gonna have their ults, which could be really big here. Especially this Kitsune rush has been super impactful. We do see a small poke going out from both sides. Melon also might be able to build his primal, how fast he's getting this ult charge. Nuttier ends up getting taken down with the beat. That's really rough there. Jack falls super low, so does Wiggle Higgle. Dong Wiggle gets Wiggle Higgle. Dong with 2. And that might be all they need to be able to flip this point. Dong close to this EMP 2 could be huge. Met actually finds Jack. 7 is the only one alive here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough to turn it here. Does get the touch off. Beat is used. Melon is back. Beat also used from Milo. Dong with this EMP coming up so close. Nuttier and 7 getting taken down. I don't think that's going to be enough, especially with this EMP here from Dong. Likely just going to solo EMP Melon. They don't even need the EMP. And by the skin of their teeth, the Stinkers managed to hold on there. And ultimately avoid a reverse sweep. Again, much closer than a lot of people dreaded. So very good adjustments there from the Stinkers and really good coordination coming out from them. Big pulse by Met. Okay, so let me go over here. Okay, so I have a very unenviable position of naming a match MVP. I think a lot of people on the Sneakers played really well. A lot of coordination again throughout the team. I think there was a lot of mechanics. I think if I were to pick one, I think consistently Fish did do a lot of work. But when you look at who played, I kind of want to give it to Raz here. I think Raz did play really well, especially like on that Moira late, really big pulls to kind of keep everyone alive. And the fact that Raz won every map that she played, and the Stinkers lost every map she didn't play. So I would probably give match MVP to Raz. Let me see if I can find her. Who are these Stinkers? Oh, here, let me actually update the match score first. Completed SAS 3, 2, 3, 2. Okay. That and let's see if that works. There we go. Okay. Hello.
Oh, hello.
I've decided to name you match MVP.
Oh, wow.
After your great performance. Undefeated in maps today.
Thank you very much.
So how are you feeling? Were you guys sweating it at all, looking at potentially a reverse sweep?
Yeah, we were kind of sweating towards the end a bit. We were a little concerned, but not too concerned. We started calming a lot more and cycling our ults, planning fights a lot more, and ended up winning.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. Is it seemed like your team was very coordinated. What are their comms like? Especially those first 2 points with those dives you guys had to go in. Who's like the main shot caller on the team?
I would say the 2 big commers on our team are Dong and Fish. They're very coordinated and they have a lot of good synergy together. Milo also is a big commer and he's played in every single map. I would say he's a good glue to our team.
Yeah, a lot of the people on your team together. I know you and Milo play on opposition together, and I know that Dong, Elizabeth, BF, and Fish all like have known each other for a while. So do you think that synergy is giving you guys kind of an advantage early on in the season here?
I would say it definitely does. I think I play pretty well with Milo. We're pretty in sync with each other, and then just the core of our team would be Fish and Dong, and then Marvin and Med and whoever's getting rotated in and out. It just works.
So you won every map you played in today. Is there anything that you think you specifically are like bringing to the team that's like causing you guys to get elevated, or you think it's just maybe like a comp matchup, or?
Um, I would say it's just a comp matchup. I don't know. I don't have a. I would say I'm pretty cosmetic. I just played Kiri and Moira.
So
um, I'm very much a heal bot, so I don't know what to say there.
do you
Personally.
rotate your support line at all? Like I know Milo's played every map, but I'm trying to remember. He plays main support when you're in, and he plays flex support when Marvin is in.
Yes, that's
Okay.
generally what happens. Yeah.
So I mean that's probably another thing is just having that rotation. I think probably does make a little bit of a difference too.
Yeah, the rotation is good, and I think it's a good thing that Milo is able to swap between main and flex support and just be pretty flexible when we're doing rotations.
I heard there were a lot of rumors saying that the Bunger Brigade was supposed to be like heavily favored or that they were supposed to win. Do you have anything to say to the haters? Do you think there's anything that they're not like accounting for on your team that you wanna call out?
Um, I well, we scrimmed them and we went pretty even, so I had a good feeling about this matchup, but I know that it's been a point of discussion that our team is not like centered around a
You,
specific like
yeah,
GM DPS player or like
you're a very
high
balanced team.
GM tank, but we're pretty balanced, and Fish is a very good tank, and we've got a great DPS line. I think our support rotations are really good, so I'd say we're pretty balanced as a team, and that SR doesn't mean everything.
Okay, last question. I'm sure you know El Clasico. If you were not match MVP, who on your team would you give it to and why?
Um, I I'd say I'd give it to Milo. As I mentioned before, he's very much the glue of our team, and he's very flexible on the support role, and he's also a very good commer, and he ult tracks and everything, and just he does his job, and it's very helpful to keep the team in sync. And I think that uh, a lot of support players are underappreciated, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I would like to shout out to Milo for being there every single time.
Okay, thank you very much for your match interview. Again, congratulations on winning the series, and congratulations on winning match MVP. I'm sure it's really exciting to start off the season 2-0. Yeah, again, congratulations to everyone on
Yeah.
the San Antonio Stinkers.
Yeah, thank you.
We are gonna end this a little bit quicker here, just because there is another match on Aurora Esports 2. So everyone, feel free to head over to our second channel there and watch the rest of the Farmington Fishermen's 2 versus the Lunar Colony Nubiles. My name's Panini. Again, I'm signing out for myself and for Booney earlier. Everyone, stay safe and have a good night.